Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person.
In that same year, you had the left side destroying Teslas, destroying Tesla buildings, committing violence.
And they used the auto pen and everything. He didn't approve this stuff. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom.
Rid of racism and stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Military person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicaid, beat it to death.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
They want the Statue of Liberty back. So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our great country.
I said there's nobody that would want an open border. Nobody. And now I find out that it wasn't him. He auto-penned it.
But now I know all too well I am a full-fledged, hardcore conservative, and I'm proud of it. I mean, my favorite saying is I was born black, not Democrat.
We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news. Thank you. By the way, ABC is one of the worst. I have to be honest with you. Thank you.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you're in jail.
Damn! Can you believe I was a lefty during that debate?
Remind the audience.
Oh.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
Yeah, but what do you mean by beta male?
A beta male is a male who look like a man but think like a woman, and that's you.
Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think.
All right, guys. We are live. Hello. Hope you guys had a good weekend, a good Christmas, and we got New Year's coming up. And it's good to be with you guys. A lot has gone down, especially in Minnesota, guys. So there's a lot happening. And then we got Trump live today with Netanyahu. So we can get it started. And there's a couple other videos about this Minnesota stuff that none of us have seen, but it was just brought to my attention. And these happened just before we saw these. So let's look at Trump and see what he's talking about. They just had a live meeting.
We do well.
With Netanyahu. And so we're going to take a look at that. And then we'll jump into some of this other stuff.
We settled 8 wars, but we don't know the countries. Azerbaijan.
What up, State Line? What up, Mark? Jennifer, what's happening? And State Line, bro, I'm talking about a couple of those videos you sent over, man. Those happen. I looked at the timestamp. Those videos happened before Nick Shirley went and exposed what he did expose. And those, they speak to exactly what's going on out there, bro. It's crazy. But we all know there's all this kind of stuff happening. It's just nobody gets around to it, right? So anyway, let me check my mics. Everything's looking good. Sound's looking good. I think the picture is good. And we finally got the date right. Let's go, baby.
Got that right. No, it's good. It's good.
State Line says right on. It's been it's been going on for years and either keeps getting ignored or rulings overturned. That's the trippy part, guys. So I'm gonna play 2 of those videos after I play this with Trump. We got 2 of those videos State Line sent over. Dude, these people were caught and they went to court and judges overturned the guilty verdicts. Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. Let's get into this first and then we'll jump into that.
When you can say it, takes a couple of days.
They're actually good people.
Yeah, great. No, but that war was going on for 35 years, Armenia. That war was going on 35 years. Nobody even knew it.
Guys, their sound volume is going in and out. So I have my sound up. I don't want to turn it up too loud for you guys, but I do have it up. I'll turn it up more if I need to.
And Putin actually said to me, I cannot believe you settled that war, because I've been trying for 10 years. And I settled it in one day. Trade. They do trade. I said, we're going to cut you off from trade.
Carlos Huerta says, I hate you. Thank you, Carlos. Good to meet you too, bro.
No more trade. To both of them.
Got their attention.
But to both of them. I said, we're
Carlos, do we need to call ICE on you, bro? Are you legal?
going to cut you off. No more trade. Then I put 200% tariffs on. The next day they called. We looked. 35 years of fighting, and they sucked. Do I get credit for it? No. They gave them.
No,
I did 8 of them. India. How about India and Pakistan? And then so I did 8 of them. And then I'll tell you the rest of it. How are you doing? Okay. You gonna all be outside, the beautiful sun? Good. Enjoy your lunch. It's a very good group. We've made a lot of progress already. We had about a 5-minute meeting, and we've already settled about 3 of the difficulties. So, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I guess that was just a quick little glance at them having lunch. So let's get past that one and go to this. This is
as quickly as we can.
Also not that long either. Dan the Carpenter Man says he doesn't have his man shoes ready, so ready for this.
But there has to be a disarmament, that we have to disarm with Hamas. So one of the things we'll talk about, certainly, but there has to be a disarming of Hamas. Otherwise, very quickly, yeah.
Jewish one.
Can you say anything more about the explosion in Venezuela that you
Oh, that wasn't him. Actually, Dan said, isn't Bibi wanted on international war crimes? Yeah, it depends who you ask.
mentioned in a radio interview? Did the military do that? Can you share any more details about
Well, it doesn't matter, but there was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs.
Shot by Heck says, Trump is such a moron. Do you care to explain why you feel that way?
They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is...
the implementation area is where we are going to implement subscriber-only chat. State Line, just let me know if it gets too out of control. I know when I leave the chat wide open, the lefties jump in and they go crazy, bro. They can't help themselves. They just vomit with their fingertips onto their keyboards and into our chat. So let me know, bro.
No longer around.
on the strike that the U.S. has done?
I don't want to comment.
President Trump, yesterday there was an explosion overnight in a Russian state of Ukraine to try to meet the residence of President Putin. Do you have any information?
No, I don't know about it, actually, and I don't, I just heard about it, actually, but I don't know about it.
Did you speak with
That would be too bad. That would not be good.
What was the outcome of your telephone call with President Putin this morning?
Thank you, Stay Alive.
Talk this morning. I waited till this morning because it was pretty late by the time we finished, like 2:30 in Russia, 2:30 in the morning, and we had a very good talk. We spoke at 8 o'clock in the morning hour time, and it was a very productive talk. I mean, we have a few very thorny issues, as you can imagine. He knows about thorny issues probably better than anybody in the world, but
We got some thorny issues in our chat, bro. Already, they're already getting light. They're already getting lit up, bro. Just by seeing, I don't know what, just the hat, maybe the hat alone. Trump on their screen is enough to light them up. Look at them, bro. They lost it.
it's working out. We have a couple of issues that we're going to get resolved, hopefully, and if we get them resolved, you're going to have peace. You're going to have Ukraine. They're losing 26,000 soldiers a month. Can you believe it? A month. 26,000 young, beautiful soldiers, and plus some people in Kiev, and relatively small, but a lot, still people, and it's a lot of people. But 26,000 soldiers were killed last month. Yes, please.
President Trump, are you going to allow Turkish forces, and do you expect Turkish forces to be stationed in Gaza?
So I have a great relationship with President Erdogan, and we'll be talking about it. And if it's good, I think that's good. And a lot will be having to do with Bibi. We're going to be talking about that. But Turkey's been great, and he's been, excellent as far as I'm concerned. I don't know about you.
Somebody in the chat says Iran. Here it is. K-Flop says, so Iran just declared war on the U.S. and our allies, and what are they talking about? Well, I heard, tell me if it's something else that you're hearing that from, but I heard this from some kind of a post that came from the supreme leader, or whatever you want to call him, the Islamic Republic of Iran's supreme leader said that, now, it was a translation, mind you, and I speak Farsi, so I could understand it. I haven't heard the actual, what they actually said, but the translation was that they're at a full-scale war with America and Western countries like Israel, and these countries are trying to, I think the word was like undermine their country, or trying to make their country unstable. And it's very interesting because they're the ones that have been funding all kinds of groups to make our countries unstable. We know now, or we pretty much know now, that they've been trying to Islamify our countries, bro. So they have literally been Islamifying all of our Western countries. And their ideology, I think, is, well, if they're not going to give us nuclear weapons in our countries, then we're going to go make their countries ours. We will take over their countries. So I think that's what's happened. They realized the fastest way for them to get what they really want, which are nuclear weapons, and to own the world and to make the whole entire planet Muslim, is to take our countries from us. So it's not a radically new idea, but it's out there, and they're exploiting it, and they're doing really well in a lot of places, to be honest. Some places people say are too far gone. I think State Line says, typical, yeah, go back. Yeah, it's all fucked. She says it's all fucked regardless of who's, where, and doing. Yeah, so it's out of control. Thank you, Jav. They are Islamifying our countries. They realized, why not just come in and take their countries? They're doing it. Look at France. Look at England. Look at Australia. Australia is not as Islamified as England or France, but it's woke. And that's part of that socialism, wokeism that is happening, or what they call democratic socialism. That's what's happening. And they have exploited it. They say France is too far gone. They say England is too far gone. They say Canada is too far gone. They thought America was too far gone. And then they realized, and then we had to remind them who we are. You know what I mean? So that's just how that went down. State Line, what do you think, bro? Should I go subscribers only now? Have we had enough yet? They have gone crazy, bro. Look at them in the chat. Look at them in the chat. Yeah, I think we need to go subscriber only mode. See what happens, bro? And people think I do it so I can get more subscribers. They don't realize the left just is not capable of having conversations. They just gonna lie like they do. Call Trump this, call Trump that, call me this, call me that. Should I hit the button on them on the way out? I'm going to subscriber only mode, bro. I'm going subscriber only, and we are in. And should I hit the Trump button on them? You are all Trump haters, and you are beta males.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
There you go. I had to put it down on him.
Beta
male. You are a bunch of Trump haters and beta males.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
There we go. Okay. Now that we're back to some kind of normalcy with our chat, and we can kind of get it going on. Yeah, bunch of beta males, dude. And here you see some of them subscribe so they can continue, but it's all good. We'll keep it going. All right. So some of these countries, people argue they're too far gone. And I'm going back to that because maybe they are. But we have to remind them about who we are. They thought we're too far gone, bro. They fucking thought they got us. They thought, dude, these guys, we're gonna hit them with woke. We're gonna hit them with socialism. We're gonna hit them with, to go hate the Jews. We're gonna hate them. We're gonna, get them. You're gonna hit them with, you got white people are bad. We're going to hit them with white men suck. We're going to hit them with boom, 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 boom. We're going to put men in their women's sports. We're going to put men in their women's bathrooms. We're going to crush we're going to crush them mentally. And bro, they were doing it. They were doing it, bro. They were going at us, bro. They went at us, dude. What up, Grape Ape? What up, you cats? Dude. These guys thought they got us, bro. They thought we were too far gone. I have to remind them, bro. Fuck out of here, dude. With that. And so we reminded them, and now we're waking up. And now we're gonna kind of be like the inspiration for the rest of these countries to stand up for themselves. So we're doing it. And mind you, we have a lot to do on our end. So as much as we want to go and help you guys out, I think it's enough for now that we are an inspiration for these other countries like England, France, Canada, Australia. Italy's already doing great, bro. Italy's another inspiration, right? Italy, dude, she banned burqas. The president of Italy banned burqas. Or hijabs or whatever you call them. And so Japan is doing good. So we got a few different countries out there that are leading by example, that are good inspirations. And I think it's pretty good. Now, we're doing a good job of that, but we need to work on ourselves. And so we're doing that. We are, as Jennifer says, be like Poland. We're becoming more and more like Poland. We're protecting our borders. We're protecting our country. We're opening our eyes. We're making it okay to talk about these weird metrics and numbers and statistics like what percentage of people come into the country, and of the people that are coming into the country, which groups are doing the most harm, which groups are taking more of our resources than other groups. We're talking about that more. We're now knowing from Nick Shirley, and of course, multiple videos and multiple people that have looked at this before. We're getting ripped off in Minnesota or Minnesota, you know? And it's just one of those situations. You know, we're getting to the bottom of it. It took us a long time. We you know, we didn't take the easy way, for sure. It's the hard way. We had to kick and scream for a lot of this. I'm going to put a video, even before I get to this, I'm going to put a video on that State Line sent over, and let's look at this. Let's look at this one right here first. Which one? This one here? Let's look at this one. Now check this out. Actually, let's go to this one. This video was a month ago. This is before Nick Shirley did what he did and exposed them. This is before Donald Trump and whoever else it was, or the whistleblowers, actually in Minnesota first. Then Donald Trump started talking about the billions of fraud. What up, random? Dude, and so this video, guys, this video I'm about to play is a month ago. Think about that. 1 month ago, we already knew this. Guess what happened? Let me put it up a little more so you can see the title of this video. Let me move this up. Let me shrink it down. Let's go like this. The title of the video is Hennepin County Judge tosses out jury's guilty verdict in $7.2 million of home health care fraud. Jury found him guilty, and the judge tosses out the guilty verdict. This is a month ago. Listen to this.
A big reversal in a $7.2 million fraud case in Hennepin County. The judge has thrown out the jury's guilty verdict. This is a case Lou Raguse has been following since the beginning. The judge's actions could make it harder to prosecute state fraud cases in the future. Lou?
Julie, it's extremely rare for a judge to reverse a jury's verdict in a criminal case. Jurors I spoke to today told me it was not a difficult decision to find Abdi Fattah Youssef guilty in a Medicaid billing scheme, and they're surprised by this development.
At the August trial for Abdi...
Guys, this is a month ago. They were talking about this a month ago. Did any of us see this? Imagine a judge throws out a $7.2 million guilty verdict for no reason. Did any of us hear about this? No. Great Ape is right. A white woman, and she looked young. They're about to show what she looks like. Check this out.
Abdi Fattah Youssef. The jury heard evidence that he ran his home health care company, Promise Health, out of a mailbox at a Central Avenue address where multiple other home health care companies were supposedly located. Youssef and his wife, Lol Ahmed, were charged with stealing $7.2 million of taxpayer money through Medicaid overbilling in a personal care assistant, or PCA, scam. The couple allegedly spent tens of thousands of the fraud money on luxury items for themselves. Despite the jury swiftly convicting Youssef, Judge Sarah West last week decided they got it wrong.
There she is. This is what Great Ape was saying in the chat. This is her. It was a young white girl judge. Decided, guilty verdict, $7.2 million in fraud. Throw it out, bro. We're not gonna move forward with that. Toss it out. Why? Why do you think? Do you think she might be woke? Do you think her mind is captured? What do you guys think? Do you think her pocketbook is captured? Do you think her bank account is captured in any way?
It's reversing or overturning a jury's verdict.
Defense attorney Joe Tamburino, who's not affiliated with this case, reviewed the decision and analyzed it for KARE 11 News. He says Judge West ruled that the state's case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence and that she believed the state did not rule out other reasonable inferences.
That, in fact, there could have been other reasonable theories other than guilt in this case. That's what it comes down to.
Despite the ruling, even Judge West wrote that she is troubled by the manner in which fraud was able to be perpetuated at Promise Health.
I was stunned.
State Representative Kristen Robbins, chair of the House Fraud Prevention and State Oversight Committee, says she's now reviewing if any state laws need to be tightened.
We want to strengthen state law so that we can get prosecutions out of these cases, because clearly a jury thought he was guilty.
Jurors in the case can't believe the decision.
I am shocked. I'm shocked based off of all of the evidence that was presented to us and the obvious guilt that we saw based off of the said evidence. It was not a difficult decision whatsoever. The deliberation took probably 4 hours at most, based off of the state's evidence that was.
Guys, it was a quick decision. It was a straightforward decision. Deliberation took 4 hours, bro. It was quick. There, boom, guys. This is easy. Boom, boom, done. There's no doubt in their minds. It was done. And the judge throws it out. Yeah, dude.
Presented.
This is
I was,
crazy.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
The attorney for Mr. Yusuf, Ian Burrell, sent me a statement today that says, in part, Judge West's ruling affirms what we have maintained from the beginning, that our client, Mr. Yusuf, was wrongfully accused and did not commit fraud or racketeering. The Attorney General's office filed an appeal this afternoon, so the Minnesota Court of Appeals will take a second look at this decision. Julie.
So, Lou, did Mr. Tamburino, did he have any kind of emotional reaction? And this is pretty stunning. This does not happen.
Yeah, he leaned towards the idea that this was kind of a one-off and that it would have a good chance at appeal. But the worry is that there's so many other cases just like it where somebody's in the exact same position as Mr. Yusuf but is charged with fraud. And if the judge can determine that maybe they didn't know that the fraud was going on underneath them in the case, then other judges could throw it out just like this one.
All right. Do you know how quickly the Court of Appeals would take this up? Any idea?
Probably months.
All right. Thank you, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
How do we let this happen, you guys? Let me go back to this lady's picture here. Let's look at her face.
Last week decided.
Here she is. Here's our judge, guys. The question is, how do we allow these immigrants to come into our country, tell us how to run our country, then create these crazy fraud schemes to take our money, taxpayer money. So they're collecting money better than our government. Because they're pretty much our government now. We let the Somalians come into our country and start taking our taxpayer money as if they are the government now. You believe this shit? And then when they get caught, you got liberal white women saying, no. They got the liberal white women on their side. Now there's a whole nother video that I want to put on. I think it's on Instagram though, where they change their flag in Minnesota to make it look like the Somali flag. And you can't make this shit up. They literally removed an American Indian that was on their flag, that has been on their flag forever, and they replaced that flag with what resembles the Somalian flag. Did you guys know that? Were you guys aware of that one? Look at this one, bro. Let me see if I can find this. Here it is. You ready for this? Let me let me make this larger so you can see what the hell I'm talking about, because this is just I mean, we're doing it to ourselves, guys. They're not able to do it unless we let them do it, right? Right? Let's be honest. We allow this to happen. Here we go. Let me turn the sound on. Check this out. Hang on. It's hidden behind all this stuff. I got all these windows open, guys. It's nuts. It's just nuts. We don't need all that stuff. Let me move this out of the way. Here we go. Ready? Look at this.
Where you going, Tim? Oh yeah, great. Get that flag out of here. Bring in the new state flag. Oh, that's quite an ugly flag there, Tim.
Look at that flag.
There, that's better.
I can't believe Tim Walz replaced the state flag with a Somalian one. False! Tim Walz didn't pick Minnesota's new flag, and its designer said it wasn't inspired by Somalia's. Yeah, the fact checkers were all over this one when it seemed it might hurt Tim Walz's chances of becoming vice president.
Look at this.
But are we, critical thinkers that we are, going to sit by and accept this? Here is the previous Minnesota state flag. It's alright, I guess. We have mountains, a guy working on a farm, and, an Indian on a horse. Well, we can't have an Indian on a horse.
Some imagery of the state flag was deemed politically incorrect.
It depicts a Native American riding off into the distance with a white settler on the land. The first flag, adopted in 1893, did too.
The Native American man on horseback was troubling to a great many.
Let's pivot now in 2024 and do something that's more inclusive.
I think we could tell a better story through the flag.
And what better story to tell than Somalia's conquering of Minnesota? False! Right. Sorry, fact checkers. It's totally not a Somalian flag. So a redesign commission was put together to come up with a new flag. They looked at many designs and settled on a base.
The commissioners have narrowed down their choices to one base design, but they're still trying to figure out exactly what elements the future flag will have.
Hold on a second. This is what they picked here? Okay, this is the Somalia flag, and this is the terrorist-infested Somali Puntland flag. You guys really thought people weren't going to connect any dots here? You're going to call people who find this highly suspicious conspiracy theorists?
It's such an honor and a privilege, and I'm so happy that we've changed the flag to something that is more inclusive to all people, specifically our indigenous communities.
It's inclusive to the indigenous communities by removing one from the flag.
They're saying they're being more inclusive. They literally removed American indigenous Indians. Why are we erasing what's wrong with having Indians on there, bro? What are we talking about? They've lost it.
Addition by subtraction, you see.
It is unifying. It is pleasing to the eye. It will outlive us all.
The gaslighting is off the charts. There's nothing pleasing about this. It's a vomit of blue with two shades that don't complement each other at all. Please. Well, I'm glad they were able to accomplish the important work of removing a cartoon Indian off the flag while the Somalians ransacked the state for millions of dollars. Good work, everyone.
Guys, have you seen, did anyone know about this flag BS? I just noticed this, and I have to look this up, bro. Again, Minnesota flag. Yeah. Oh, guys, you can't make this shit up, bro. Look at this. Look at the Minnesota flag. This is what it was, and this is what it is now. You can barely see it there. Let me just let me move it around here. Here you go. This is what it was, and this is what it is now. The new Minnesota flag. Now let's look at the Somalian flag. Oh, what happened to Rich, bro? Rich is a beta male?
Beta male.
Beta male.
Beta male.
I like the old one just fine too, bro. I like that one just fine as well. This one right here was just fine. Nothing wrong with this one right here. Nothing wrong. These guys went nuts. They literally turned the Minnesota flag into a Somalian flag. They literally threw out guilty verdicts that were associated with Somalian fraud. They thought it would go unnoticed. And they keep thinking that they're going to get America and that America is going to lay down and take it. And we're not. We're not taking it. We're not going to take it. America's not too far gone, and we're not going to be Islamified. And we're not going to be invaded by everyone other than ourselves. We're not going to be invaded by the whole rest of the world and changed into whatever the rest of the world wants us to turn into. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. And that was Trump getting elected last year was our foot on the ground. Was us standing on business. That's what it was. Yeah. That was, he says that was a state seal, right? I don't know. I think it was, it looks like a state seal to me. It looks just like a state seal to me, but how do you go from that to a Somali? Like, what are you guys smoking in Minnesota, bro? These people need a little bit, they need some, I know Minnesota is up there. It's cold. It's snow. It's freezing. It's, it's not, there's a lot of gloom. I don't know what the suicide rates are, if they're the same as Washington or whatever. But what are you, what are you thinking changing your Minnesota flag into a Somalian flag? But anyway, guys, so they're trying to do this to all these countries. They're trying to do it to us. We're the first ones that are actually standing up. We're the first ones that are actually saying enough is enough. And we're the ones that are now calling it out. We're calling out things like, if you want to come to our country, you have to be respectful. If you want to come to our country, do it legally. If you want to come to our country, not only do it legally, act accordingly. Not only come here legally and act accordingly, for God's sake, don't defraud us of billions of dollars. Bro, what are we like? You get it? You know what? Let's go to this, dude. Honestly, let's go to Arnold. Let's go to The View. The View, bro. Let's go to Arnold on The View. Because I played this and I love this one. This is a good one. Here, let's go to this, bro.
The thing is, when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, So you got to do things legal.
Yep.
And those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart.
Nope.
Because when you come to America, you're a guest. And you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Don't come to our country illegally. If you come here, act accordingly. Not only come here legally and act accordingly, but do not defraud us of billions of dollars. We're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to take it laying down. We're not like these other countries. And Donald Trump getting elected last year is a testament. It's us putting our feet down. It's us standing on business. It's us standing up for ourselves. And it's us leading by example for the rest of the world. We are an inspiration for the rest of the world. But we're glad to be an inspiration, but we're going to work on ourselves. And this is us working on ourselves. This is us doing what's right for America first. We need to clean up our house. We can't go around doing all this stuff without cleaning up our house first. And this is what we're doing. So thank you, Nick Shirley. Thank you for people calling this out. And now thank you for Trump and Elon Musk for allowing for freedom of speech so that I can now come and talk about this openly and not get removed from social media. Let's be honest, that was happening 2 years ago? Yeah, not that long ago. It was happening. I'm honestly still surprised if it doesn't happen. So That's what's happening. You're going to be here. You are a guest. You are a guest. Random's right. Not even 2 years ago, bro. Not even. So, you know, I think we're in a good time. I know that a lot of people feel like our country is too far gone. I think our country is the beacon, and we are spearheading this kind of new, I don't want to call it a revolution. I think it's more of a, like a defense against, like, you know, I don't know what to call it, to be honest with you. It's not, I don't think it's a revolution, but it's really us standing up for ourselves and finally saying enough is enough. Esbo says, it is a tuma. War on woke. Yeah. It is a tumo. What's a tumo? What is a tumo? It is a stance against tyrannical government. Yeah, it's us saying, dude, we're not going to take it. And it's us reminding everyone that we are American and we don't take no shit. That's what it is. Oh, Arnold says it's a tumor. It's a tumor. Yeah, bro. Let's listen to him one more time because he's so good at, bro. Let's just go one more time.
When you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal.
You got to do things legal. And Sharman Mole says, hi, can you read this? There, I just read it for you, bro. Mehul Soni says, my USA citizen filed 20 years ago. Well, good luck with that, bro. Can you read what? What does he do?
It's an important thing, you know, so you got to do things legal. And those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart.
They are not smart. They thought they could go, they were doing this in France and England for years. I'm telling you, my parents got mugged in France 15 years ago. Twice in one trip. Yeah. Imagine that. My parents got mugged twice in the same trip 15 years ago in France. Yeah. One time they go to check out of one hotel. My mom just walks up and goes to the checkout area to whatever she was going to do to close up the room, whatever, check out, and puts her laptop bag right down by her feet. As soon as she puts it down, someone grabs it and runs out of the hotel lobby with her whole laptop bag and all of her stuff and a camera where she took all the pictures with my dad of all the stuff they were doing. Gone. Then they go to I'm going to bring my dad on so he can tell you guys because he's a way better storyteller. But then they go onto the subway. They're getting onto the subway. As the doors are about to close, as they're going in, they grab my dad, hold his feet down, and go through his pockets. And before he knows it, he's got nothing left in his pockets. So, Stay Safe says that means can't even spell correctly, but that means all French are bad. You can take. You're welcome. You're human, and you're allowed to have your opinions. You can take what I said however you want. But what that means is France is allowing for lawlessness. France is allowing for criminals. France is right now allowing for Muslim criminals to run rampant throughout their country, and it's a disaster. And it's changing the whole fabric of their country, and It spilled over into England and actually has been going on in England. And people are running from France to England. If you're not aware of what the situation is, people are getting on boats off of France because there's so many in France now. They're like, let's try another place. They ended up going to England and now they're destroying England. They've been shitting on England for quite a while now. So if you guys are not aware of that, there you go. You can take a look at that and see what the hell is going on. Yep. Criminals are everywhere that you allow them to be. And they will continue doing crime unless you do something about it. So just saying criminals are everywhere doesn't mean we have to let them be everywhere. We do something about it and we stop the crime. If you don't stop the crime, everyone feels like they can do the crime. Look at LA. LA stopped punishing people for doing crime. And what happened? I live just south of LA. I'm literally in Southern California. Look what happened to LA. They allowed people to commit crimes. And so what happened? They ran around committing crimes and they still to this day are running around committing crimes all over the place in LA. Looting stores. I mean, you know, it's out of control. All right, now we're going to go to some of this other stuff. We had some fun with that. Let's go to some of this other stuff. Let's go to these people are crazy, bro. Let's see a little bit of what Trump says and we'll go back. This person says, stay safe, says, look, I'm not Muslim, but I will tell you one thing is not religion related. Yeah, but when one religion does it more than other religions, that's an actual fact. And it's not wrong to look and say, hey, look, more people from this religion coming into our country are committing these types of crimes or doing these types of things or using more welfare than others. That's true, and that is possibly religion related, not just related to where they come from. Time for some coffee. Black. I love that. He says Iran is trying to build something up. We're going to knock them down, and we should. And by the way, if you guys are not aware, I am a product of Persian immigrants. My parents came from Iran. They're Persian. I am from. I'm of Persian descent, and I'm very much up to speed on what's happening in that country right now. And if you're not aware, that country, they are protesting big time. State Line is exactly right. State Line, bro, he's up to speed on everything, bro. How does he do this? He's right. He says Iran is having mass protests right now against the government. And they are. Right now, the people of Iran are having mass protests against their government, which they have been doing ever since 1979. They have been protesting their government. But right now, it's probably the worst it's ever been. You are State Line, bro. You are sneaky like that, bro. Yeah, and they have been protesting a lot, but never to the level that it is right now. Right now in Iran, they're protesting like crazy. It's gone nuts. And I think the regime, the Islamic regime of Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran, that government is gonna do. They're kicking and screaming right now. They're doing anything they can to stop this kind of like an uprising that's happening right now in Iran. As we speak, this is happening. They're all in the streets going crazy because of course, these people in these governments that are running Iran, they don't know actually how to actually run a country. They're socialists, communists, and they're Muslim, and they're religious fanatics, and they're religious lunatics. They're crazy lunatics. They don't know how to run a country. They ran it into the ground. They made the Iranian money worthless, and it's like 100 times more worthless than it was before. And it's at the point where people can't buy shit with their money in Iran now. Not only that, I think they're out of actual, like, some resources, out of water, out of, I think, gas. I don't know what the hell it is, bro. There's all kinds of shit going on. But people are pissed. They're in the streets. They're running around saying this is not a life to live. And it's been like that for a while. And I've called out Persians. Again, I'm a descendant of Persians. I called them out myself, and I call it out to their faces. I told them many times before, you guys did not have the guts to stand up for yourselves. Every time you had a situation where it was the time to stand up for yourselves, you never did. There was a time when Netanyahu, just recently happened, when Netanyahu and Trump attacked Iran. It was the biggest, most open, it was the best time for Persians to stand up against their government, because literally Netanyahu and Trump took out, all their, Netanyahu for the most part took out all the main people in their government and created unrest and instability in their government, so that the people can rise up and take their government back, because they're being oppressed and killed by the government. And the people of Iran failed to do that. They just went on vacation and ran away, when they literally they could have stood up. There was no military, no police in the streets. They could have stood up against their government, taken their government back. They decided to go on vacation. And I call them out for that. But now it's happening. Now they're finally standing up for themselves, and it is the time. But the government in Iran is going to do all kinds of things. So now the government of Iran is starting to trying to start a war. They're trying to start a war with America and other Western countries, so that they can somehow change the kind of like the atmosphere in their country, so that the people protesting against them, somehow they can sway them to feel differently about that, and bring out a different sect of the population to come out and I don't know, stand up for Iran instead of changing their government. So I think it's all a ploy. I think it's a game that their government is playing. I think they're trying to change the conversation in the public arena in their country. I think it's all a game. That country needs to be changed. The government needs to be changed. They need to stop, that government from killing their own people, imprisoning anyone that speaks a word. And of course, they've destroyed women in that country. Women, just before that Islamic regime went into power, women, due to the Shah that was in place, had voting rights. They had rights they could do whatever. Women had the most rights that they've ever had in that country under the Shah, just prior to this Islamic regime. And with a snap of a finger in 1979, they went back 250, 300 years at least. So that's a little history on that. Little kind of a tangent there, but that's Iran for you guys. And hopefully they can change. And I think if Iran changes, the government in Iran changes, I think that makes that whole region way more stable, in my opinion. And I honestly think Trump should have gone a little further with not just doing the strikes on those nuclear power plants or those nuclear facilities, those sites. I think they should have gone further and just finished that government and got them to. They were done, bro. Get rid of them. Changes to the government. And I think they should have just gone forward because it will make that area way more stable. Way more stable. Right now, that whole area is a disaster because Iran is running around like a mob boss, paying everyone off to do all kinds of dirty deeds. It is what it is. And all we keep doing is we keep, oh, well, you should stop. And if you don't stop, we're going to, okay, fine. We're going to get rid of your nuclear facility. Okay. Cool. Now what? Now they're starting war with us. It's crazy. Oh, there's not any. Wait. There's it hasn't switched over. Oh, we're not even looking at the dude. Here we go. How's that?
Good.
Mr. Trump, right?
Deal that's much smarter. They could have made a deal the last time. Phenomenal job. He's taken Israel through a very dangerous period of.
Here we go, guys. I was playing the video, but it wasn't on the screen, so here it is.
Trauma. Israel with other people might not exist right now, if you want to know the truth. That's a pretty big statement, but it's true. I feel that. You had the wrong prime minister. Israel right now would not exist because they were met with a force the likes of which very few countries could have handled, and we worked together, and we were extremely victorious, to put it mildly. Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that's not happening. I heard Iran wants to make a deal. If they want to make a deal, that's much smarter. They could have made a deal the last time before we went through, a big attack on them, and they decided not to make the deal. They wish they made that deal. So I think, again, they should make a deal. They want to make a deal, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Yeah, please.
Mr. Trump, right? Nadav Elimelech, 24 News Israel. Would you support the overthrow of the Iranian regime?
Of who?
Iranian regime.
I'm not going to talk about overthrow of a regime. They've got a lot of problems in Iran. They have tremendous inflation. Their economy is bust. Their economy is no good. And I know that people aren't so happy, but don't forget, every time they have.
See, he just mentioned what I was talking about. Inflation is insane over there. Their money's worth nothing anymore. So those of you that don't know what inflation is about, or you have no idea when everyone talks about inflation, you don't even know what the hell they're talking about. You just hear the word and you're like, okay, whatever. Under Biden, it was the highest it ever was. And since the last 45 years, it was true. In Biden's term in 2021 or 2022, it was at over 9%. It's the highest our inflation has been since for the last 45 plus years. Inflation in Iran is so crazy, their money is completely worthless now. Now think about our inflation was crazy. It's now so insane in Iran, their money, they can't buy anything with their money anymore. It's worthless. And that's why right now they're in the streets going crazy. That's what's happened.
Have a riot or somebody forms a group, little or big, they start shooting people. You know, they kill people. And the people tend to, I've watched this.
Stay Safe Steve keeps talking about America's involvement in overthrowing the regime in Iran. Whether they were involved or not doesn't matter. We are where we are now, and we need to move forward from where we are now. That makes no difference. So if we had some people in our government that did some things in the past, and doesn't matter. It's just like 20 minutes ago, we had a president that was not even anywhere to be found. He was asleep, couldn't even talk. And so that's not an excuse for us to do nothing now. No, we're going to do what we got to do right now, move forward, and make good decisions. Yeah, if America was involved in doing that, big deal. That's part of it. That's okay. We'll figure it out. But right now, we got to do what's right. That's how it works.
For years, there's tremendous discontent. They form 100,000, 200,000 people. All of a sudden, people start getting shot. And that group disbanded pretty quickly. So I watched it for years. They're vicious people, yeah.
Mr. President, will you support an attack, Israeli attack on Iran if Iran will not have a deal? If Iran will continue with their ballistic missiles and also nuclear weapons?
If they will continue with the missiles, yes. The nuclear, fast. Okay? One will be yes, absolutely. The other was, we'll do it immediately.
I love that. Immediately, fast, swift. Let's go. Yes, Tammy is correct. We've helped them get democracy. We've helped them get a good this. We helped them do that. We helped them do this. Whatever has happened in the past has happened. Right now, we have a problem, and we need to fix it. And it doesn't do us any good to look away. And I know a lot of people say, let's fix what we got at home before we go around changing the world. I agree, 100%. However, there are moments when, you have already gone, a certain distance on something, might as well finish it, finish the job. And especially if that job getting finished means way more stability in that region, which is, probably like 80% of the world's problems are coming out of that region. That's my take on that. Now, you guys can say, oh, we're too pro-Israel. Oh, we're doing too much to other people's problem. We're working on other people's problems and not our own. And oh, we're this. Oh, we're that. You can say whatever you want. Reality is, we got problems. We're working on our problems. We went out and did some things out there. This is something that affects the whole world. And that Islamic regime of Iran is like a dirty mob boss that is paying people to do all the worst things and training people to do all the worst things around the whole world, specifically to Western countries. And although I agree with us working on us first, U.S. first, America first, rep America, I think it's also very much to our benefit to straighten out that situation in the Middle East, and it starts with Iran.
Mr. President, Yaron Avraham from Channel 12 News. What are your plans regarding Gaza for the next few weeks?
Well, we're going to be dealing on Gaza. That's why.
Stay Safe says you can never solve problems by bombing. Apparently, you don't know history, because yes, we can, and yes, we have in the past.
Why this very great prime minister is here right now. We're talking about Gaza. We're talking about a lot of things. We have about 5 major subjects that we're discussing, and Gaza will be one of those subjects.
Mr. President, can you guarantee that the last hostages, Philip, will be released before we continue to the second phase of the Gaza plan?
Well, let's put it this way. every hostage just about that's been released was released because of me.
Did we forget about Japan? Yeah, not only did we solve a problem, which is them coming in and suicide missioning our whole country if they could. We stopped them cold right there. But look at the country now. Look at Japan now. Beautiful.
Me, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, my whole team, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, they were all released because of us. None were released in the Biden administration. None. They were all released because of us. Then we had a lack of releases with respect to the dead. And all of a sudden they started coming back because I said, nope, you said you were going to. We have one wonderful young man whose parents are right now inside. And he's, what beautiful parents, a beautiful brother, sister, and like a beautiful family, and they're waiting for their son. It's the only one left, and we're doing everything we can to get his body back. And the parents just said, hopefully he's alive. And I said, I love you to think that way. Okay?
President
so
Trump,
everything we can.
Do you have President Trump?
Out of all of these people, and I'm not just talking about the final 20.
Right.
Look at all of the people. What do you think the total number is?
255.
255.
254 came out. One more.
Think of that. And we got them all.
President Trump, does the reconstruction of Gaza, President Trump, does the reconstruction of Gaza, does the reconstruction of Gaza will begin even before Hamas is disarmed?
I think it's going to begin pretty soon, yeah.
Before Hamas
He's looking forward to it, so am I. Look, what a mess. What a mess it is. And it's been a mess for centuries, really. It's been a mess for a long time. It seems to be born for that, but we're gonna straighten it out. No, we're already starting certain things. We're doing things for sanitary conditions and others. But Gaza's a tough place. You know the expression, it's a tough neighborhood. That's truly a tough neighborhood. Yeah, you had a question in the back? Go ahead. Yeah, please, go ahead.
I'll ask you about the relationship between you and the Prime Minister.
What about it?
They said that there is no good relationship between you.
I don't think it can be better. We just won a big war together. You know, if we didn't beat Iran, you wouldn't have had peace in the Middle East because nobody would have been able, the Arab countries who have been fantastic, would not have been able to make a deal. If we didn't wipe out their nuclear, we wiped it out. If we didn't wipe out...
We wiped out their nuclear facilities, yes, but we needed to finish the job. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me, and I don't care. But I truly believe we needed to get rid of that Islamic regime of Iran.
With our beautiful B-2 bombers, if we didn't, and we sent a lot of Tomahawks in there also, by the way, from a submarine.
And what about the pardon that the President of Israel needs to give the Prime Minister?
A pardon? Oh, I think he will. How do you not? He's a wartime Prime Minister who's a hero. How do you not give a pardon? You know, I think it's a very hard thing not to do it. I spoke to the President, and it's on, I mean, he tells me it's on its way.
Mr.
You
President.
can't do better than that, right? Please.
Mr. President, can I follow up on Venezuela? Was the facility taken out by the U.S. military, or was it another entity like the CIA?
Well, I don't want to say that. I know exactly who it was, but I don't want to say who it was. But you know, it was along the shore.
Mr. President, have you or anyone in your administration talked to Maduro in recent days?
Well, I spoke to him.
Recently?
Pretty recent.
Fucking Lex, I just saw that. Lex says, sorry, been busy filing to open child leering centers here in Jersey, bro. Oh, man, it's out of control, bro. These child leering centers. You want to hear about some more? Let's look at some more here.
Lou Raguse broke a story a couple of weeks ago about the decision by a judge to toss out a jury's guilty verdict in a fraud case. And that got a lot of attention.
This is another video State Line sent over. And again, this is 2 weeks ago. This is before Nick Shirley went out and did his special. Dude, look at this. 2 weeks ago.
So
look.
Lou kept at it and found some more.
The $7.2 million mailbox. That's how prosecutors described to the jury the supposed office of Promise Health LLC, the home health care company owned by Abdi Fattah Yusuf on Central Avenue in Minneapolis, where several other similar businesses were supposedly located. Jurors saw dozens of checks written to Yusuf's wife and family members and $1.1 million in bank transfers and cash withdrawals to himself. Money Promise Health received through state Medicaid reimbursements for claiming to provide personal care assistant or PCA services. The jury saw it as fraud and convicted Yusuf of 6 counts of theft by swindle.
It was not a difficult decision whatsoever. The deliberation took probably 4 hours at most. Based off of the state's evidence that was presented, I was beyond a reasonable doubt.
What the jury didn't know is that before they deliberated, Judge Sarah West tossed out the top charge of racketeering. Then 3 months after the verdict, Judge West made the rare move of tossing out the full verdict as well, giving
Later, Great Ape. Dude, guys, it's the same story. This is 2 weeks ago. None of us heard this. None of us saw this. Did any of you guys see this? I remember seeing her face, and I didn't really put it together. I think it was just like a quick video or something, but none of us had any idea there was billions of dollars of fraud going on, and they just threw out a guilty verdict for $7.2 million.
Yusuf,
it's out of control.
But no, about really, it's been a mess for a long time. It seems to be born for that, but we're gonna straighten it out. No, we're already starting certain things. We're doing things for sanitary conditions and others. But Gaza's a tough place. You know the expression, it's a tough neighborhood. That's truly a tough neighborhood. Yeah, you had a question in the back? Go ahead. Out of all of these people, and I'm not just talking about the final 20.
Right.
Look at all of the people. What do you think the total number is?
255.
200.
Yeah, so guys, that was a good little live session. That was fun. I had a good time talking with you guys and letting a few things off my chest. And we went through some things. State Line, thanks for sending these videos. Thanks for putting those in the links. Those are great, and they were short and sweet and got to the point, bro. Those are perfect. Guys, thank you guys again so much. I had a good time, and I'm going to go. I got some things to do. I'm going to go to the gym and get a workout. It's Monday. We hit Monday hard. Monday is upper body. Tuesday is lower body. You know, and we do Thursday, Friday. We do 4 or 5 days a week. You guys, go get a workout today. Go do something. Love you guys. Thank you guys for being with me. I had a good time, and I'm going to put you out on these clips. Here you go. See you guys later. I'll see you later today. I'll probably be on in the evening today. Thank you guys. Howard, thank you for subscribing, bro. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for subscribing. See you soon.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
We are all Charlie Kirk!
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came in on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person.
In that same year, you had the left side destroying.
What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
And then after about 2 weeks, they said, wait a minute, this is a gift. He'll do anything.
Fight for you
with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
Serious shenanigans. Trying to break the other arm.
Charlie Kirk is dead because you Democrat moron.